I'm an agent with Colorado Bureau of Investigation. We've been called in along with the FBI to assist Frederick with his missing persons case.
Okay.
And do you know the person who's missing?
Not personally, no.
How about this?
I actually seen it on Facebook yesterday morning. I honestly had no idea anything was going on Monday. It was, yesterday morning, about 10 o'clock, 10:30. Seen it pop up on Facebook. One of my friends shared it. And I was like, whoa. So I called my other lead, Troy McCoy, who you guys spoke to earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, that's real. But I've never met Shanann. I just know Chris through work. I've known him for almost 2 years now.
Is he a friend of yours or just a coworker? Or?
I consider him a friend, yeah. I don't hang out with him on a regular basis, just at work. But he's always been, a person I could call whenever, especially on weekends when I'm working and whatnot.
Okay. So, did you work on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your day on Monday.
So?
Like what time? Like from when you woke up to when you find this out? So,
I left my house about 6:20, went to Kersey first thing in the morning to get fuel because I was going to go out to Survey Ranch. Chris had called me. I missed the call, and he texted me stating that he was going to go out there to Survey Ranch to hook up the whip checks on one of the wellheads and then go check out something else for me on another location and then run a well for me as well out there. And I ended up getting a call about 6:40 from my other lead, Chad, who was also spoken to earlier, saying, hey, you need to go out here. We're going to turn on one of the pumping units. So I went out there and...
Out where, to Survey?
Yeah, Survey Ranch, to the Survey State 1029 pumping unit out there. And I was going to meet Chris out there as well. I called him. I was like, hey, I'm going out here. Just have, another person on location just in case anything gets sideways. And just waiting around out there. I didn't go anywhere else. I just sat on location waiting.
What time did you get there?
Ooh.
Is there something in your phone that would help you?
Probably say around 7:20-ish, 7:30.
You're the only person there?
Yeah, that Survey State well. And I got a call from Chad, or either got a call from Chad or called Chad. He wanted me to just go ahead and turn it on, so I called Chris, was like, hey, come on over. And he's like, all right, I'll be over there in a little bit. But I guess Troy was over at the 319, Survey 319 with Chris, and then Chad and Melissa were also over there, so I just went ahead and fired up the pumping unit anyways and just watched it, and that was it. And then Chad and Melissa showed up, Chris showed up right behind them, and then Troy showed up. And we were out on that facility, all five of us, for, I don't know, a few hours.
So what time was it that Chris showed up?
That's a great question. Let's see.
What's Chad's last name?
McNeil.
And you said someone's already talked to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
They spoke to him at Anadarko, I guess.
All right.
So, yeah.
There's lots of people doing lots of things, so.
Yeah. See, I had called Chris at 8:38. And he returned my call about 10 minutes later at about 8:45. And then I'd called Chad at 8:49 after I got off the phone with Chris.
So he called back 10 minutes later?
Yeah.
Where was he?
He was over at Survey 319, which I assume he was also with Chad.
He said he was
And-
at Survey 319?
Yeah, he was checking something out for me out there.
And that's also where Troy was?
Yeah, I believe so. He was out there as well.
What makes you think that?
Because I want to say they brought it up while we were out there, because I think all four of them were out. I know for a fact all four of them were out there. I don't know what time Troy got out there, and I can't give you a 100% certain answer on what time Chad and Melissa had gotten out there. Chris had texted me at 6:30 that morning though.
So that was when he said that he was going to go to Survey Ranch?
He was already out there. I'm gonna say he was already out there.
What does
at
the
that
text
point.
say?
He just texted me at 6:30, where are you at? And he's like, just got fuel in Kersey. He's like, okay, I'm in Survey. Where are you going first? And I was going to Hudson originally, and then I got a call from Chad saying, go out to Survey and start that pumping unit.
So at 6:30 he was saying, where are you at? And can I take a picture of those texts?
Yeah. So.
I'm just going to try to slide it over so that I can get those times.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure it's not blurry. That's all right. How's all this sitting with you?
Not well.
What do you think about it?
It's insane. I mean, literally showed up for work on Monday, showed up out there, like, everything's fine. And
So his demeanor was good?
yeah, I mean,
Normal?
he seemed like something might have been bothering him, and he was at his truck a lot, probably trying to get a hold of Shanann. But he didn't bring it up or anything. Ouch. I didn't ask him about it. It's not my business. And, yeah.
But he
Other
didn't
than
disclose
that-
anything that was bothering him?
No, he's a fairly quiet guy, pretty humble. I mean, always willing to help. I mean, he's a great guy. In the 2 years I've known him, he's always been, quiet and boring and kind of socially awkward sometimes, just who he is. But, I've never once thought, yeah, this guy is, sketchy.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Watts, he's a good guy.
So can I read these real quick? I took pictures of them.
Yeah. So, up to,
So he's like, where are you at 6:30? You just got fuel in Kersey. Okay, I'm in Survey. He says, where are you going first? You're saying that's the 319?
the DPC state is another battery located in Hudson. That's where I was originally going, since Chris was already out there, going to take care of those 3 things for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was before Chad had called me asking me to go out to that 1029 pumping unit to start it up.
So, so let me know before I leave here. So he gets whatever's handled in Survey, right?
Yeah.
So So at 8:38, are there some calls?
Yeah, so I called. Don't want to call Chad. So at 8:38, I called him, and he was probably outside the truck, which is, I mean, pretty normal, standard stuff. We don't bring our phones outside the truck on location. And then he was taking care of that. I assume he was pressure testing that back pressure line where you saw that oil stain. It looks terrible. But he was pressure testing that. I'm going to go ahead and assume he was pressure testing that line. And that's when he called me back after that. And that's when he called me back about 10 minutes later to tell me that that line was definitely bad.
And that's at Survey?
Yes.
And that's different than 319?
They're all Survey 1029 and Survey 319. So they're all the wells are located on Survey Ranch in Rogan.
Okay.
But the numbers on the wells are going to be different. So
there's 319,
1029 or 10-29, and yeah, those two. And I'm not sure if you want. There was another well. It's the Surrey Federal 6-29 that I think he was going to go by to put some good checks on the wellhead. I'm not sure if those got done. I went by there, but I didn't look.
So it sounds like Chris is at, oh gosh, my battery's about to die. I'm recording. Get a charger. It sounds like Chris was out there by himself, starting at like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, he'd called me on Sunday. I missed the call and he texted me saying he was going to go out there first thing in the morning. He called me about 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon and then followed it up with a text letting me know.
So what was the text on Sunday?
I have the whip checks for the Survey 629. I'm going to go straight out there from my house in the morning. I will look at that 319, the one that had the stain around it.
I don't think I went back that far.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I go try to find a charger real quick? Because I'm going to stop it's going to quit recording like in 3 minutes. It went down 10%. So give me 1 sec. I'm sorry. Hey, I need a charger. I'm down to 10% like in 3 minutes. Okay.
I want them back. I'm going back.
Is there an iPhone charger in that mess?
He's got on his tree.
It's time for them to tell it to work.
Okay, let me in. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Think they're childproof?
Yeah. having to try and remember everything that happened.
Well, I know, you don't ever, I know.
It's work. It's everyday stuff for me. I mean, I don't think anything of it. It's literally, hey, it's normal stuff.
Is it normal for, say, Chris on a Sunday to text and say he's gonna go somewhere early on Monday morning?
For me personally, no, but I talk to him on the weekends every once in a while I'm working on the weekends. If I have any questions, I'll give him a call. He's always readily available. He doesn't come out to the field or anything, but he'll take phone calls and whatnot.
And can I see that again there? So what about it isn't usual for him?
No, I just was surprised that he called me on Sunday. I mean, I didn't know he was going to go out there until he called me. I didn't know anything about the whip checks needing installed on that Survey Federal 629. That's not to say he didn't discuss it with Luke or Chad or Troy or anything like that. But I wasn't aware of it, which is also fairly
What are
normal.
whip checks?
On our supply lines to our motor valves, off of the casing, they're literally just a piece of steel with a hole through the center of them. That way, just in case anything should ever happen, it contains it from blowing back and forth.
But you didn't know those were needed?
Not on that wellhead, no. All of our wellheads have them on there, but they just finished construction on that maybe a couple months ago, a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember seeing them on there. So Luke or Chad or Tony probably had, not Tony, Troy probably had them go out there to install them. Because a lot of people don't like going out to the ranch at all, period, because it's so far out of the way. I mean, it's a 30-minute drive back to at least Hudson. It's on a good day. I mean, yeah, it takes a while to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's far in the middle of nowhere.
So when's the last time you know that Chris went out there?
Monday.
No,
Oh.
before that. You said
Before
nobody
that?
really likes to go out there, so.
Oh. Good question. I don't know. I'm sure I've had them out there. I know I've had them out there prior. It's just a matter of when. Couldn't tell you. Honestly, it's not something I really keep track of.
So if Chris hadn't been going out here on Monday, what would his typical Monday look like?
He would have went to the office, Anadarko, Platteville office.
So how much time does he spend at the office and in the field, like percentage-wise?
Probably 5% office, or 95% of the time in the field.
So 95% field, 5% office?
Mm-hmm.
So what does field look like for him if it's not going out to this survey place?
He's all over the field in Luke's area. So, I mean, from County Road 22 south to 120th Avenue, Adams County, all the way from Rogan down to Fort Lupton, that giant area. He was a rover, now he's a lead, so he covers everything. He just does whatever needs to be done for the day that us operators don't really take care of. So turning on batteries that have been down, that are ready to be returned to production, doing PSSRs, all that stuff. Stuff the important people do.
I love my reading glasses in there. Does that say 1706?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, so. What did Troy find out there Friday afternoon?
Oh, I had called in that picture that you'd seen. I had called Troy about that Friday afternoon. And Chris was with him Friday afternoon. Just saying, hey, I found that around that riser. What should I do? Dig down, or I ended up digging around it, making sure that it was indeed oil, and just trying to figure out the best course of action for that for over the weekend. And then I told him I'd go out there Monday first thing to check it out. So I was more than likely on speakerphone connected to the truck, so if Chris was standing there, he heard it, so.
And you're saying you're going out there, but he's saying, hey, no sense in us both going, I can get it dealt
Yeah.
with and basically kind of let you know if there's any issue or something.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's right. I mean, there's no sense having all those people out there for,
But then it sounds like
30 minutes.
all those, Troy ends up at 319, and Melissa and Chad.
Yeah, Chad and Melissa were already headed out there for that for turn on that pumping unit with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why they were out there. And they really didn't ask Troy on why he went out there. He was probably bored.
And is that the 629?
Which one?
The one that they were headed out there to
The
help with you?
1029.
1029.
Yeah.
And at that point, these numbers are screwing me up here.
Sorry.
Oh, the 629. So Chris was gonna go out with the wood checks. I want to call them wood chips. Wood checks for the 629 whip checks
Yeah.
for the 629. But he was also gonna look at 319 and run 1129.
Yes.
What's 1129?
Yeah, one of the other wells out there.
Not 1029?
Correct.
So there's another one out there.
Yes. There's 7 of them out there actually, but those 4, I guess, are the ones that we were focusing on that day. Yeah.
And so then by like 8:48, Chris says he's at 319. Something's doing there. Someone's snapping you.
Yeah, old lady.
So he seemed pretty normal, but something was bothering him. Did you ever
Yeah.
ask if anything's wrong or anything?
I didn't think anything of it. No.
But he spent a lot of time at his truck.
I mean, he wasn't like constantly at his truck, but like whenever, while we were at that 1020, that Survey 1029 pumping unit, me and Chad, and Troy were over at his truck, at Chad's truck, and just watching a video, waiting for rods to cool down on the pumping unit so we could change out the stuffing box rubbers, and Chris was over just at his truck on his phone. And I mean, it's not uncommon for him to talk to his wife throughout the day. I mean,
Mm-hmm. So what would you say, so based off this, it looks like, off his language, Chris goes out there by 6:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
He's at Survey at 6:30
Yeah.
in the morning. And then who, if anyone, sees him at 6:30 in the morning?
nobody would
No
have seen
one?
him. There's nobody out there.
So who would have been the first person to actually see Chris that morning?
It would have been either Troy or Chad and Melissa.
And that would have been at which pump station here? Pump
The Survey 319.
And that would have been at number 319. Is there a dash in there, or is it just
Yeah, it's
319?
3-19, sorry.
I need to get this right here. 3-19. And do you know what time that would have been?
Honestly, no. You'd have to check. That would be a good question for Troy or Chad, depending on who was there first. Cause yeah, I'm not sure what time they showed up out there. I can't imagine it was very long after I called him.
And they're all in 3 different vehicles, Chad, Troy, and Melissa?
Yeah, they're all in 3 different, everybody has their own separate vehicles.
So in the 2 years that you've known Chris, has he ever talked to you about his family life or relationship with his wife?
Yeah, he absolutely loves them. I mean, his girls are his world. I mean, whenever something health-wise came up with the girls, I mean, you could tell something was up. He'd tell Luke and tell us, like, hey, the girls are in the hospital, or so on and so forth. And,
Would he go, or would he have to continue working?
Luke's pretty good about letting us go out of the field, taking time off. Alright. Yeah, he let us take time off for family stuff, especially having young kids. Can't relate personally, but I know Troy and Chad and Chris and a lot of the guys have kids, and anytime something comes up with them, they're always able to take time off for family.
Did he ever talk about Shanann?
Yeah.
What would he say? What would that conversation be like?
She's calling. She's calling to work first thing in the morning. He'd step outside and talk to her. I mean,
did you ever
but he
hear
never,
any parts of the conversation? Like, did you ever get any indication that they had any troubles?
No. I mean, I've never got the vibe that they ever had any issues. It's not to say they don't. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, my parents have been married for almost 20 years now, and they still get into it every once in a while. But if they ever did have any, issues, when she called in the morning, he left it at the door, and that was it. We didn't talk about it, and it's none of my business. It never has been. It's his family stuff. If he wanted us to know, he'd tell us.
Did he ever talk about his plans, like if his family got a new car,
Yeah.
or if they were gonna sell their house, or did he talk about his kids'
Vacations.
school, vacations?
Vacations. I'm not sure if his kids are in school yet. But definitely vacations. When Shanann got her new car and all that stuff, he'd talk about it. I mean, not like crazy talk about it, but he'd bring it up.
Did he
Because
ever
we'd
talk-
see it on Facebook too. And be like, hey, dude, congratulations and stuff.
Did he ever talk about their finances?
Nah.
Did he ever talk about, so you said the girls, did you know before this that Shanann was pregnant?
Honestly, no, I did not. I guess she had posted about it on Facebook. But I honestly had no idea.
He never mentioned that?
Mm-mm. Nobody did, actually. I mean, our group's, pretty close, so usually stuff gets brought up, but yeah, I honestly had no idea.
Was there ever any indication that he or Shanann could have been seeing anyone on the side?
Nah.
Do you think that if he would have been doing that, that he could have disguised that? Do you think you guys would have known?
I'm sure we probably could have figured it out. Especially, well, him and I aren't like on a personal basis. I know him and Troy are more on that personal basis. So I mean, Troy probably could have picked it up. But being at work, I mean, I see him in the morning. I don't see him like all the time at work. It's just every once in a while.
So what's your position there?
I'm an operator.
And how does that compare to being a rover or a lead?
So I have a set route. I have 24 wells that I look after, maintain, responsible for the production on. As a lead, you are responsible for literally everything under the foreman. You attend meetings on behalf of the foreman.
And you're not lead?
No.
But Chris is?
Yes.
Does that mean he's higher than you in
Yeah.
the hierarchy? Okay.
Yeah.
And he's lead. Is there another part of the title, like what he's lead on, or he's just a
Just
lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
They also call them field coordinators. They're people that the foreman see fit as being able to lead the team in the event the foreman's not at work, say he's on vacation or whatever reason.
So he's right under the foreman?
Yes.
Okay.
And they attend meetings. They have sign-off privileges on PSSRs, on turning on facilities and stuff like that.
So he's right under the foreman and can act as a foreman in the foreman's absence.
Yes.
So as far as on Sunday, Chris reaching out to you.
Us or on Friday after work or something, or at work, they're like, hey, we're going to do this for you on Monday or whatever. Because, I mean, even though 24 wells doesn't sound like a lot, when it's spread out across 50 miles, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely not shocking nor surprising to me that he reached out to me on Sunday saying, hey, I'll go out and serve your ranch and going to take care of those few things for you. Cause
So
he
not
knows that I have to
usual,
take
but
care
not
of it.
shocking.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now, does that upgrade any shock factor potentially?
No, not really. I mean, there's a lot of weird things that, I mean, so far from what I've heard from the interview with Chris and then all the other stuff that I've seen come out, it's weird. It's extremely weird. But I've also heard Colorado has a very high sex trafficking crime rate here and all this other stuff. And, you know, the striking thing is him leaving the house at 5:30 in the morning is right to be out to serve your ranch at 6:30. Between traffic, especially traffic, takes about an hour. So.
What about that time he's out there alone at Servy?
I mean, he's got computer work to do, checking emails, checking Signet, which is the program we use to check all our wells and tanks and pits and stuff. So, as the lead, he's going to check everybody's stuff, not just mine or somebody else's, but everybody's stuff across Luke's area. And try and help plan out his day, and then make phone calls to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he did or didn't, I don't know, but that's just one of those things they do.
And believe you me, we want to either involve him or not involve him so that we can focus in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? And
Absolutely,
we always look at the people closest, and we want to get them out of the equation as soon as we can. So that's, you know, this is still pretty early on, so that's what we're all working to do.
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, the time frame's correct. If he left the house at 5:30, I know Anadarko, my truck, actually all the contractors and Anadarko run GPS in their trucks for, that way they know where the trucks are, and they can monitor your speed, acceleration, braking, all that stuff. Talking on the cell phone while you're driving.
How does it know that?
Through the Bluetooth.
Oh, like if you're
Yeah.
using it.
But, yeah, so, and I've already heard that Anadarko's looked at the GPS stuff as far as his truck goes. they didn't tell us what it all looks like because
Good.
it's none of our business.
Yeah,
but
let you know.
but they
let us
told us
investigate.
that they have pulled the GPS on it as far as that goes, but nothing more there.
So, have you talked to Chris since all this has happened? Has he?
I texted him yesterday after I found out that his wife and kids were missing. It's like, hey man, my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. I mean, I pray that they're found safe and get back to you. And if you need anything, just call me, text me. But yeah, other than that,
Did he reach out?
no. He's for the most part he keeps to himself. He doesn't have any family out here or anything like that. And I'm not sure on all the rest of his personal life there, but he keeps to himself. He's quiet but friendly. I mean, humble.
Mm-hmm.
No, he likes to joke around at work. I mean, we all do. But yeah, I mean, he's never really been weird or sketchy.
It's good quality to not be sketchy.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. He didn't really show any signs of nervousness out on location. If he did do something, I mean, so especially something that great, I don't think you'd be hanging out with all the people you work with. Probably want to be left alone. We're trying to stay kind of off the radar.
Okay.
But
Is there anybody that you think that we need to you think you should make sure that you tell us to talk to? And when I say that, I don't say, hey, Kodi said we need to talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, we just go talk to somebody.
I know Chad and Tony have already been talked to. Not Tony, Troy. Chad and Troy have already been talked to. I spoke to them earlier. And then Melissa, she has an FBI agent going out to her place this afternoon. And Luke, our foreman, I was actually headed out to Survey Ranch this afternoon to go check on that riser, and I ended up actually following right behind him, the FBI agent, one of the Frederick Police Department guys, and I was just told, don't worry about it, don't get wrapped up in it, just go ahead and head
So they're
out.
getting talked to, or Luke's getting talked to.
Yeah,
right?
I'm assuming he went out to the location that Chris would have been at that morning.
Okay. And anybody outside of work? Has he ever mentioned any friends or?
No. I mean, for the most part, he keeps other than his kids, he keeps most of his personal life to himself. I mean, it's just who he is. It's how he's always been. He doesn't really bring it up a whole lot at work. I mean, when the kids are sick, he says something, or new car, he said something, but I mean, friends and stuff like that. No.
Okay.
He doesn't
So
really.
Chad, Troy, Melissa, Luke.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
I mean, as far as people seeing him on Monday, it was just me, Chad, Troy, and Melissa.
Or anyone that he could be close to at work?
Anthony Brown, he's one of the other pumpers. He's a rover too now. Tim Schuster. Tony Kern. Because Tony Kern is a foreman in a different area now, but he used to be our previous lead. But he got moved over to the horizontal side and then got a foreman position.
So
But Tony and Chris work together a lot too.
So Chris worked with all three of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Currently still do work with everybody in the group but Tony. Tony's in a different group now, but did work with them.
What about people at the office? I know he only spends 5% maybe of his time there.
Yeah, he's there for maybe an hour or two in the morning. Just to go through wells and talk to Luke and,
Is there anyone else that he talks to at the office that hour or two in the morning?
not that I've paid attention to. And usually it's just us, our group. But yeah, as far as like knowing him the longest, I mean, me, Chad, Troy, Tony, and Anthony have all known him the longest, and Tim. Tim's been here longer than the other, Melissa, Daniel, and I guess Robert Mary too would be another one.
Robert Mary,
Yeah,
M-A-R-Y?
or E-R-R-Y. But yeah, we've all worked with Chris extensively in the last couple of years, so.
Okay.
As far as any other people at the office that I know about, I don't. Just, I see them in the morning and usually take off about the same time.
How many other people are in the office?
Too many to count.
Oh, okay. I don't know how big it
It's
is.
the Anadarko field office in Platteville. There's quite a few people. There's a lot of, all their Wattenberg operations are based out of that facility.
But he keeps to himself usually in the 1 to 2 hours and just talks with the close
Yeah.
group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He talks with us and Luke, and that's about it. I'm sure he talks to, a couple other people, I'm sure, but passing by in the office. But it's not really anything I notice.
Okay. All right. Well, if you can't.
Sorry if it's extremely confusing. I'm confused myself because I didn't think I was gonna have to remember this. So.
That's all right. You have a lot of text information that gives
Yeah.
us, helps us with timelines and things to hopefully help Chris
Yeah,
in the whole
I
situation.
want to do anything possible to help clear his name because I've seen the nasty comments on Facebook.
And hopefully you do
I
anything
hate
possible to help find Shanann and the
Yeah,
kids
definitely.
too, right?
Yeah,
So, all right. Well,
that's the biggest thing is finding them.
I give you my card.
Yes.
If you think of anything or hear anything, even if you don't think it's a big deal, but you
Yeah.
think it's something we should know at least, then don't
Mhm.
hesitate to call.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry about my technical difficulties here in recording, but I think it worked out.